Okay, well, we're into week 2. This is April 16th, and it's cold and dark and not a great day to be out and about, but we're gonna look at the condition of the bluebirds that are nesting in my front yard here. The female has started to lay eggs 3 days ago. Females lay an egg a day, so today we should, when we open up the box, we should see the 4 eggs. The female will continue to lay an egg a day until she has 6, which is typical. And then she'll begin to incubate. The incubation period will last about 14 days, at which point we should have some juveniles. I'm not going to disturb the nest after today, and then we'll disturb them. We'll take some videos of the young ones at their various growth stages. Okay, so let's go up to the nest box. So I'm only going to open it briefly. So if you want to get the eggs, just be prepared. See, now there's one of the adults right there. Four eggs. So anyway, we have 4 eggs as predicted, so that's good. Now we're gonna go over to another line of nest boxes that we have, and we're gonna check out each one of those. These boxes are located in pretty good habitat. It's an open area, mostly field with a mix of shrubs. So let's go see what we've got. I can hear a cardinal, huh? Sounds like a cardinal. All right, so now I have to show some dexterity. Yeah! Whoa, boy. We did have a house sparrow trying to nest in there a couple days ago. So I left the box open. I cleaned out the nest and left the box open. Bob came by and closed it, so we'll see if anything's going on. You can see that the sparrow has put some grass back in the bottom of the box, and that's kind of like to say, hey, this is my box. If I'm able to get a female, I'm going to take the box and use it. The male does that. So I'm going to clean it out again and hope to frustrate him, because we have gotten bluebirds and chickadees in this area. I'm hoping to get some more. All right, let's move on to the next box. So I'm looking for some activity. Not seeing much. Cold, windy day, yeah, that doesn't help. And of course the light, the sunlight, reflects off the feathers of the birds and makes it, for me, a little easier to spot them. Okay, this is the next site 23. I got to record that information. I forgot to do it on that one. This box has a predator guard, but I don't know how successful those are. I'm just trying them out. It sounds empty. We didn't see any activity as we approached, and there's nothing in there. So as part of the Nest Watch program, there's a set of data that you record. You're supposed to visit these sites every 4 to 5 days and record any indications of nesting activity, nest building, egg laying, presence of juveniles, how many eggs, number of eggs, number of juveniles, when the eggs were when incubation started, when the first hatchings, how long it took for the juveniles to go to the stage of fledging, which is when they leave the nest. all that kind of information. I like using a little field book like this. It fits into my pockets, my pants pockets. Then I transcribe this information onto the NestWatch spreadsheet and then enter that into the computer. Last year I left most of the uploading to the end of the season and it was a nightmare. So I'm not going to do that again. Plus I have many more sites this year. I haven't checked my numbers, but I think I've practically tripled the number of sites this year. Additional volunteers would be helpful, especially if people want to lay out their own set of boxes and maybe take on a few from the existing ones. That would be helpful. And if people need some help with boxes, I can make boxes. I've made probably 30 already. So there's help available in terms of logistics, in terms of not only building the setups, but also siting them, locating them, installing them. So, oh, I see a creature up ahead of us. We're about to meet Bob Follett, who walks this line almost every day.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit, but most days.
Yeah. So Bob has a great eye for wildlife, not only birds, but also for dragonflies. We spent a lot of time hunting and identifying dragonflies. Bob has an excellent camera with a macro lens, and we took a lot of photos, identified a lot of dragonflies. As a matter of fact, we found one dragonfly that's on the not endangered but protected list, and we got that location cited on the natural heritage. Natural heritage? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's called the ringed bog haunter. Yeah, pretty neat. Bob always walked with his hands in his pockets. You can.
Says the man wearing gloves and a hat.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny how 50 degrees feels warm in January, but downright cold in April.
We just located a box over here on the top of the hill, thinking that might be a pretty good location for something. So we're gonna go check that out now.
Oh, we got a nest. Pine needles.
Ooh.
Really?
That was quick work.
Eggs?
Probably a little early. No. Nice cup though.
Yeah, beautiful.
They've got it up about the height they're going to want it too, so any day now.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna note that.
We've got another bluebird nest.
Yeah.
He likes to make it a little challenging to get the box numbers. They're all in different locations. Some are blocked by pipes.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Is it a 4?
Yeah. So we're calling that nest complete?
Yeah, just waiting for eggs. Not today, it's too cold. She's going to hold those in.
What I've observed is that they build a nest and then the adults kind of leave for a few days, and I think what's happening is the female is waiting for her time to start laying eggs. During that time they stay away from the nest box. We don't see them. I didn't see the bluebirds at the nest box that's at my house for several days. Then all of a sudden the eggs started appearing and we started to see the pair. So that's probably what's happening here. You didn't see any bluebirds around here earlier?
Nope.
Okay, so that's great. We've got one confirmed bluebird nest. Just waiting for the eggs, for the female to lay the eggs. And just a note about the time it takes to check these boxes. The guidance that I've read is that you don't want to spend more than 2 or 3 minutes actually opening and checking out, looking and taking photos or video at the box. You don't want to spend a lot of time there. And so it's a fairly quick check, so most of your time spent is really walking from site to site. And actually I really enjoy that. That's part of for me, just to be outside. It forces me outside every day, and that's part of the fun of this. In terms of locating the sites, what's recommended by the North American Bluebird Society is about 100 yards apart. I don't know how hard and fixed that is. I've had them all different distances, but 100 yards is a good way. If you have the distance, is a good place to start. So, you want to do the honors, Bob? Yeah, we know there's a nest in here.
Jim usually taps just to give them a chance to flee if they're in there. So you can see it's another pine needle nest. Can you see if there's any eggs?
So there are no eggs.
I just do the finger test. One of these days it's going to be a mouse.
So the bluebirds use pine needles, at least around here. That's what we've always seen, huh, Bob?
Yeah.
The chickadees make these really interesting nests out of moss, pieces of moss and lichen that they pick up from various places. And what I've seen on the two tree swallows we've had is mostly feathers.
Feathers.
Yeah, feathers.
What is a hawk being harassed by a
Crow?
it looks big enough to be a crow. They try to keep them away from their nesting sites. That doesn't look like a crow to me though.
No.
And what do we have here?
Got another. Oh, that's a
I gave
blue
it away.
jay.
It's a blue jay.
Yeah.
I know about
blue
3
jays are-
calls. Jim knows about 30 of them.
Look to your left, Bob. So the carcass is gone. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was right here. There wasn't much left. There was just bones and legs. Nothing's left. It was a mallard, the male mallard. Beautiful feathers. There's a little wetland here that with some open water. It's a nice looking area, habitat, but we haven't seen much in here. So, anyway, let's continue. Oh, a feather. That's
That's a duck.
yeah, swallow. Yeah. So some of the male swallow has claimed this box. Just waiting for a female. The males establish a territory. With bluebirds and the house sparrows, we've seen that the male will put a little bit of nesting material in the bottom, and on the deck of the house, and try to attract the female. The female goes in, checks it out, and makes the decision. Now, I presume the same thing happens with tree swallows. I mean, that's pretty much what we've been seeing, Bob and I, so.
How does the female know to go into that particular box?
Oh, the male attracts. As a matter of fact, on the bluebirds, and I watched this last week, the male will do all kinds of different signaling, like rapid movement of the wings, perched in front of the hole, signaling like body language almost, signaling to the female that I want you to check this place out. So I've seen that with bluebirds. We've seen similar with the house sparrows, and I'm sure the same thing is true with the tree swallows. But that's a good research topic. We'll look at that and talk about it next week. So it looks like a young deer. May have been hit by a car, I don't know. See the beetles? There's yeah, I don't know what the species is, but they're obviously a carrion type beetle, consuming the dead and rotting animal bodies. But it's an amazingly complete backbone. You can see the pelvis, all the vertebrae right up to the neck and head, skull. This will be gone soon. Rodents eat the bone for calcium, obviously rich in calcium. Okay, in this area, there is a lot of low-growing shrubs, but there's also some open field and some short grass, which the bluebirds like. So you can see off to my right that this is all the kind of thickets that seem to prefer the wet, you know, like as in early spring, temporarily wet. Oh, okay, yeah, that's skunk cabbage. That's one of the first plants to grow out, become obvious during the springtime. And there's a reason why it's called skunk cabbage. It smells like skunk. Whoa, yeah. And I think I've shown you before that these are the fruiting fronds, you know, where the spores of the sensitive fern. This is the reproductive part of the plant. During the summertime, you'll see the big leafy plant. But these hold over and disperse the spores. That's a cattail that flowered last year, and these are the seeds. It's in the process of dispersing. You know, and you can see that kind of very fluffy, so the wind takes it, carries this. Oh, that's a good one. Look at that. And there's some young shoots just coming up right there. Cattail shoots right next to the skunk cabbage. Believe it or not, there's beavers somewhere around here. You can see how they cut. One of the things that I find frustrating is that out at these sites where we have our nest boxes, we often see a lot of trash. And you know, it's tires, it's discarded everything. And it's too bad because it kind of ruins the whole habitat, the look of the habitat. So we try to remove it when we can. This Saturday is Billerica Cleanup Green Up Day, so they're looking for volunteers to clean up the various locations around town. We're hoping to get out, you know, put an hour or two into it. So hopefully everyone can pitch in and get rid of some of this litter. So that's it for today. That's a wrap. We'll be back out here in 4 or 5 days, and hopefully there'll be even more nesting birds. Here we are at Vietnam Veterans Park, and we're continuing our walkthrough of all the nest boxes that we started yesterday. So it's a beautiful day, a little on the chilly side, and we're hoping to see that at least some nest building. I haven't seen much as far as nesting activities go, so I'm not expecting to find any eggs as we found yesterday at the nest box at my house. But hopefully we'll see some nesting activities. This is the community garden, and you can see all the plots have been laid out. It's kind of a neat place, very active. I have a small plot there to grow vegetables like peas and tomatoes, string beans, carrots. It's kind of what I do, but there's a lot of variety. So anyway, let's go look at the other boxes I have around the community garden, and then we'll go further into Vietnam Veterans Park. I've got several other locations where we have the nest boxes. Oh, I see some straw poking through here. That usually means a house sparrow. I'm going to remove that. Oh, we have a active burrow here. That's a good sized burrow. Yeah, it's pretty big. Don't bite me. House sparrow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to eliminate the sparrow by adding this hole, which is sized for the tree swallows. There's a lot of tree swallows flying around here. So maybe I can achieve two things with one activity here: eliminate the sparrows and encourage a tree swallow to nest. So Oh, they're strikingly beautiful. See the grass already?
What did swallow nest?
No, this is the sparrow. Yeah. Holy moly! Look at that. All right, let's get rid of this. Got feathers in it, but you see it's not well made yet. There's no cup. That's typical. No cup, just kind of a loosely, versus the bluebird, which looks like a finely engineered piece of construction. So what I'm trying to do today is to eliminate the house sparrow from using this site by putting up a new entrance. This is 1.25 inches, and I don't believe the sparrows will use a hole this small, but we'll see. You know, it's another experiment. Just keep trying different things. What we've been seeing as we walk towards these boxes is 2 male tree swallows, one on the top, sitting on top of each of the boxes, on each box. Look at that, holy moly. They're acrobatic, huh? I mean, they just... All right, well, they've left the nest site, so let's close in. First of all, we'll see if any of them gets aggravated when we approach. It's a good sign if they get agitated. Nope, nothing here. That's number 10. Oh, we got something here. We got bluebird. See the pine needles? So there's a real possibility that the bluebirds will take this and build a nest here. You know, I don't know if this is just the male trying to induce the female to choose this, or if it's the start of a nest. But regardless, they're interested. And yesterday, this is where we saw the pair of bluebirds. You know, they were here checking it out. So I remain cautiously optimistic. So let's go up to another open field site, and hopefully we'll see some more indications of nesting. Oh, they're iridescent, yeah. I mean, people love bluebirds and think they're strikingly beautiful, but the tree swallows, that flash of iridescence. So yeah, you're looking at the beaver pond. The tree swallows love to nest in those. You see there's some dead trees. There used to be a lot of dead trees right in the pond itself with all kinds of woodpecker holes, and I used to see a lot of tree swallows in there. But the trees have kind of tipped over, I guess, or fallen apart. There's only a few there now. And we have lots of, seems like lots of tree swallows flying around, catching those insects. Ooh, he's got a limp. There's something wrong. Oh, he's got a bad leg. Look at that. Well, I'm not going to harass him. I'll go around him. Swallow on the box. I've read that it doesn't really matter how close you are to the road for the bluebirds, that the important thing is to face the opening away from the road so that when the young ones leave the box, they don't fly into the road, they fly away from it. So this is a little experimental again, see what will happen. It looks like we have house sparrows in here as well, so I'm gonna, oh yeah, it's just chock full of straw. Holy moly. And you can see this is definitely a sparrow. See how there's no real cup? There's kind of like a tunnel. So I'm going to take this out. A little bit of everything. And it's loosely put together. So we'll put that down there. Sites that are here in the field Some of them I'll leave for bluebirds, but the ones that are attracting the house sparrows, I think I'll add a plate and try to encourage the tree swallows. It's not too late. We're only really in the second week of the whole nesting process, at least around here from what I can see. It'll discourage bluebirds also, but they're being discouraged by the house sparrows anyway. And the last thing I want to do is encourage the increase in the population of house sparrows. That's not a good thing to do. Okay, well, now we're on the access road to the treatment plant in Vietnam Veterans Park, and nothing. It's empty. Well, we've got 3 boxes in that area, which is behind the dog park. So we'll check those out. Yeah, it looks like that's sumac. And you can see the red fruit, the red berries. Provides winter food for a lot of the birds, including bluebirds. Okay, let's go see what we can find. I'm hearing a lot of bird calls. Oh, bluebird on the box? I don't see anything on the box. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he just caught something. You want to see him through the binoculars? Oh yeah, yeah. So they're feeding. That's the male and the female. She just kicked them off the box. Ooh, this is pretty exciting. The female is on top right now. Oh, she just got buzzed. Oh, there's some competition going on. There's 2 males. There's 4 birds there. Oh, those are swallows? You know, a swallow nested at that site last year. That's a swallow is sitting on the front. So those 2, there's a battle going on for that nesting site. Swallows versus bluebirds. God. Interesting, huh? The swallows have occupancy at this point, and off to the left there's the pair of bluebirds. I see the female on a bush. There's another box deep in the marsh just beyond those daffodils, those yellow daffodils, and there's a male bluebird sitting on that one. So we may get a double here. We may get both the tree swallows and bluebirds. That'd be terrific. It's empty. It's empty, but I am very optimistic. What in the world this beautiful batch of daffodils are doing out here is beyond me. But look at them, they're gorgeous. I want those in my backyard. So I can see something hanging out here. Well, we have pine needles. Great indication of bluebird activity. Mostly pine needles. There is some bark down here. I don't know what that's doing there, but definitely the bluebirds are nesting here, so that's great. We'll get out of here and let them go to it. That's number 4. Kind of interesting that those bluebirds were really interested in that box, yet they've started nesting over in that box. So go figure, you know, I don't know what's going on, I don't understand it, but we'll have to watch them come out here maybe every 4 days and check it out.